Well, good afternoon, and thanks so much to everybody who made it here to the Football Performance Center, and also welcome to those of you who are watching anywhere across the country on our UMass All Access stream. We've got an exciting afternoon. Today we name just the 7th full-time athletic director in the history of the wonderful athletic program here at UMass. And you'll get to meet him in just a few moments. We'll be talking with all of our honored guests who are seated at the table to my right, and then we'll have an opportunity for the assembled media here to ask questions to these three gentlemen as well. So today we're going to hear from them. This is obviously a day that's been a long time coming and a process that has lasted a few months. We'll have Vice Chancellor John Kennedy in just a few moments come up and speak about the process to selecting Ryan Bamford as our new athletic director. So that's all coming up. We should be here for about the next half hour to 45 minutes, and then we'll invite you to stay afterwards for a reception that's been put together right out here in the hallway. So again, I'm Josh Maurer. I'll be the MC of the program this afternoon, and it's my pleasure to introduce now the chair for the search committee of the athletic director and also the vice chancellor for university relations here at UMass, John Kennedy. Now, John came here in 2011 following a highly successful career at both the American Civil Liberties Union and at ABC News, a tenure that lasted more than 2 decades for John. He's an alumnus of this campus and is dedicated to the success of everything here in Amherst, including the athletic department. So again, we'd like to invite John up. He's going to speak to us about the process that they went through in selecting Ryan as athletic director. Here's John Kennedy.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm thrilled to be here with you today, to be a part of the process of welcoming Ryan Bamford to the UMass community. When we launched the search back in February, I was asked by, I think, one of the reporters in this room, what are you looking for in a new athletic director? And after checking with the boss, I said, we need someone to be the face of UMass athletics, who can sell the power and the value of athletics to the university community, the Commonwealth, and beyond. We need someone who respects the proud traditions of Minutemen athletics and has a clear vision for the future. In short, we need a game changer. And I'm happy to say that after an exhaustive national search with more than 90 applicants from some of the top athletic programs across the country, Ryan Bamford is that someone. Our search committee process is designed to put forward candidates for the Chancellor's consideration who are not just fully qualified for the job, but also candidates who share our campus values. We were looking for someone who we believe would promote those values in words and deeds. And in Ryan Bamford, the Chancellor has selected such a person. I want to take a moment to thank all of the members of the search committee who worked so hard to narrow the field and ultimately put forward a slate of very impressive candidates for the Chancellor to consider. Thank you as well to the coaches, staff, administrators, and faculty who participated in the on-campus selection process. And finally, a very big thank you to the student athletes who served on the committee. Chanel Glasper and Blake Fronapple, having our students' perspective was invaluable to the process and was a constant reminder of the UMass commitment to the student-athlete experience. It's a commitment that our new athletic director clearly shares. So Ryan, I know I speak for the entire committee when I say welcome to the University of Massachusetts. I know we're going to do great things together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. We're in this Football Performance Center, which obviously will be a big part of the legacy of John McCutcheon, who has moved on to University of Cal Santa Barbara. But John did a great job moving this athletic department forward for the last over a decade now. And so this building that we're seated in today is obviously a big part of what he was able to accomplish here. So we thank him for all the work that he did shepherding the athletic department through the past decade plus. Our next speaker this afternoon is the leader of our campus here, Kumbal Subbaswamy. The chancellor is the 11th of the flagship campus and has been a big supporter of athletics from his first day in 2012. He's been a big proponent of the move to FBS football, the construction of this facility, the construction of the nearly completed Basketball Champion Center, which he has been a big part of supporting over the years that that's been worked on. And he's been a champion of all of our student athletes from 21 Division I programs. So Chancellor Subbaswamy will now come up and give his thoughts and introduce our new athletic director.
Thank you and good afternoon. This is a very exciting time for our athletic department, for the university, for our fans, and for alumni and student athletes. With the appointment of Ryan Bamford as our athletic director, we're embarking on a whole new era for UMass athletics, an era that will be filled with promise and prominence. What set Ryan apart for us was the combination of his enthusiasm for UMass with his keen insight into strategic operations crucial for successful athletic departments. Many people are considered lifers in a career that maybe spans 10 years or so in this industry these days. With Ryan, that term began before he was even in college, as he learned firsthand the business of being the athletic director, an athletic administrator certainly, by watching his father Steve, who served many years as athletic director at Plymouth State before moving on as a commissioner with the ECAC. And I'm sure that Ryan will want to introduce his parents, so I will not steal his thunder. Everyone we spoke with referred to Ryan as a rising star in the athletic administrative world. He certainly brings a pedigree of success to UMass, but more importantly, he brings a desire to make sure our student athletes get the most out of every opportunity they have while they're here. He wants to be on the front line with them and to give them all the support they need to fulfill the goals both in competition and in the classroom. When looking at the needs of the position and what qualities we need to elevate the entire athletic department to new heights, Ryan checked every box. He has a unique understanding of the internal and external operations. He has been involved in fundraising. He has worked with major revenue sports, but also has been deeply involved and passionate about making sure that Olympic sports are just as successful. As the saying goes, athletics can be the front porch of the university. With Ryan, we have found a tremendous representative to be the face of this operation. Go UMass!
First, let me say what a wonderful reception this is, and it's fitting that it's in this building, which is a remarkable building for UMass and UMass athletics, and the football program especially, and will be a big piece, a centerpiece of our success moving forward. I'd like to thank Chancellor Subbaswamy for the introduction, and John as well, and just tell you a little bit about why I'm here and the reasons for my interest in this position and UMass in particular. In my homework, and I did probably as much homework of UMass as they did of me, I found just some remarkable traits that I've been fortunate to be a part of at institutions like Yale and Georgia Tech the last 15 years. And a couple of things really struck me. Everybody, to a person, talked about the people of UMass and how strong and devoted they were to the brand and to the university. And I've worked with great people. I've been around great student athletes, and that is by far one of the most important things for someone sitting in this position. The other thing that struck me was leadership, and the Chancellor in the last 2.5 years and some of the things that he's done to bring the university to become one of the top research public institutions in the country. And on the academic side, when you have tremendous growth like that, you want to be associated with it on the athletic side, and you want to complement it. And for me, that was something that I was really interested in, and again, had the opportunity through the work at Yale and Georgia Tech to be associated with institutions a lot like UMass. And so vision and having a partner in the Chancellor that I can work closely with to make sure that we meet all of our goals in athletics was something that intrigued me. And the more I learned about it, the more intrigued I became. With that, as you would expect, I'd like to just start with a few thank yous. And it starts with the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor John Kennedy, and the search committee, who I know vetted the candidates thoroughly, and I really enjoyed engaging them 10 days or 2 weeks ago in conversation about this opportunity, as well as having the chance to meet with coaches and staff members, and specifically 2 student athletes, Blake and Chanel, who, I got to be honest with you, they sold me because I was really impressed with the type of student athlete that UMass can attract. And it wasn't a surprise. It was exactly why I was interested in the position. I'd also like to thank, I had a chance to meet with the Chancellor's Campus Leadership Council, very insightful group. And they look at things differently than folks inside the athletic scope. And that was tremendously rewarding to meet with them, to understand some of the challenges and opportunities that exist on campus in both the academic and athletic worlds. And then most recently, the thank you that I'd like to give, and I've really started to see it in the last couple of days, is with Bob Goodhue, who's been sitting in the interim chair for now. And I tell people it's not an interim chair. UMass has enough faith of him to make decisions, so it's really an acting athletic director, and he's done a remarkable job. His deputy, Susan Pearson, has also been a great ambassador, both of them, for the university. So I know that I'm coming into a place that's in good shape when I get here in due time. Personally, using the chronology of my career is probably the best way to do this, just to say thank you, is my time at Ithaca and Springfield College in my undergrad and master's degrees. Have met some remarkable people that certainly shaped my career, shaped my life, and have allowed me to be in a position to sit here today in front of you and to talk about all the good things we're going to do. My mentors, I will tell you that if I'm half as good as my mentors, then UMass is getting a pretty darn good AD. And I'm going to get a little choked up. Probably should have put the thank yous last for this group. But I've got Paul Schlickman here, as Central Connecticut State AD. Paul is a dear friend. He actually gave me my first job in college athletics. He was an associate AD at Yale. He did 2 things. He gave me my first job, and then after a year he left, which allowed me to stay and move up at Yale. Paul, you've been a great friend and a support system. I appreciate you. The guy sitting next to him, the athletic director at Yale for the last 20-plus years, is a guy. I spent 8.5 years at Yale, and Tom Beckett means as much to me as anyone in this deal. He's taught me about leadership, about vision, about looking towards tomorrow. And Tom, you've been a great friend. I continue to learn from you, and thank you. I've also got, I just want to highlight James Jones. I don't know, James is in the back. James is the men's basketball coach at Yale. James and I forged a great relationship in my time. And James, if any of you follow basketball in the region, his team tied for the Ivy League title this year, which is remarkable at Yale, and won 24 games. So yeah, so he's due for a raise. So now I'm gonna help you with Tom. And then I'm also going to stick the Minutemen Club on you, and you're going to have to give a donation now that you're getting that raise. All right, James. So, James, thanks for being here as well. At Georgia Tech, I had a guy who believed in me as a young administrator who hired me to be an associate AD, a guy named Dan Radakovich. Dan's now the AD at Clemson. And Dan taught, he for me was somebody who really taught me about the business of college athletics and what it means to be at a Power 5 school at an FBS level, which was different than I had encountered at Yale. And it was a remarkable entree into college athletics at the highest level. He gave me a chance, and I'm happy to say, Dan, I talked to him this weekend, and he said by 2018, UMass will be in the ACC as the 16th member. So yeah, I totally ruined Twitter right there. That will be flying everywhere. Dan did not say that. I hope he helps us, though. And my current boss and mentor at Georgia Tech is Mike Babinski, and Mike came to us 2 years ago from Xavier University, and really gave me a whole nother perspective on college athletics administration that has allowed us to take Georgia Tech to the next level. And for any of you that have followed college football this year, we had a remarkable year, and you're going to hear some of the themes that I think are important, and a lot of those are woven into the success that we had this year. And so I've been able to take a lot of those things, the blueprints from that, and then engineer it for success, I think, at UMass. Mike's been a great partner when you talk about somebody who believes in the student-athlete experience especially. And when I talk about what UMass will do for our student-athletes, not only in the 4 years that they're here, if they are here for 4, but also for the next 40 years, and how we can shape their lives when they're here. And that's something that Mike believes in, and that I've been able to also attain. I've worked with various coaches and staff who have enriched my life the last 15 years, and to them I thank them. It's been a remarkable ride, and there's still people that I lean on to this very day, and people I've heard from in the last 48 hours who make me very proud. This is going to be hard too. Friends and family, I've got a good group of them here today, and I'm not going to go into a ton of detail because I won't get through the rest of the press conference, but I think they know what they mean to me because I tell them every day. My Uncle Paul is here. Paul, I love you. Thank you. Single out my brother Todd and his wife Heather, who are great supporters of mine. My sister and her family couldn't be here. They live in Seattle. So we've now added 4 new UMass fans in the Great Northwest, safe to say. And then last but not least, my mom and dad who are here, who have been supportive in really every endeavor I've ever undertaken, and are great role models for me to this very day, and who I thank dearly. I love you guys. So I'm here, and it's a pleasure to be here, and I want to tell you what I think a great fit this is for me and for UMass, and I think it's a great fit because I think UMass athletically and academically is on the brink of greatness, and they're ready. They're ready to go. They're ready to go to the next level, and that's something that I'm extremely interested and passionate about. My destination and why UMass was a good destination for me, as I mentioned, the chancellor, the leadership, the vision, the interest in being a partner and being great is really something that I wanted to be a part of. I've had great stops at some remarkable academic and athletic institutions, referenced Yale and Georgia Tech. The fact that UMass wants to have a goal to attain great achievement in academics and athletics is a great platform for our program. Strong sense of dedication, direction, and commitment to excellence was important. And athletics alignment with the university, as he mentioned, Chancellor Subswamy mentioned, the front porch of the institution being the athletic department. I think that's really important to understand how the athletics department can raise the profile for the University of Massachusetts. And the other thing that was attractive is something I learned from a UMass alum who is a college athletics administrator, a guy by the name of Vaughn Williams, who I think many of you know. He played football here in the 80s. Vaughn's the AD at Kennesaw State, and when talking to Vaughn about this job, he said you need 3 things at a place that you go to, and I think UMass has all of them. He said you need 3 Ps. You need people, you need partnerships, and you need possibilities. And I think UMass has all 3 in spades. In terms of advancing the athletic program, I would also like to just thank John McCutcheon for the work that he did in his 10-plus years. My dad taught me at an early age it's important to recognize people who came before you. And John's done a remarkable job to get UMass to this position, and I look forward to taking it to the next step if I can. The theme in my exploration of UMass was one of, in texts with people and conversations with people and emails, it talked, and I mentioned this, it talked about people. And I can tell you that you can build a great department when you have great people, with great staff, with great coaches, administrators, and then going out and recruiting the best and the brightest student athletes. You can do remarkable things. And we're going to bring young people into our program, and there are already young people in our program that I know want to challenge us to be great. And so this is a great opportunity for us to continue that and to make it the best UMass we can be. To be fair, the other observation I heard was one of challenges at UMass. And I will tell you that it's all in perspective. People look at it as challenges, and I look at them as opportunities. And there's challenges everywhere. There's challenges at Georgia Tech. There's challenges at the highest levels of industry, of the political field, of business, of academia, and of athletics. And I can tell you that I look at those challenges as opportunities to be better, to challenge us at UMass to be great. The most important thing that we're going to do is provide a world-class student-athlete experience. That is of paramount importance and will be at the core of everything that we do at UMass. As a former student-athlete, it's one of the reasons why I'm in administration, is to give back to young people, to make sure that they have a great experience at a flagship university in the state of Massachusetts. I look at athletics as a co-curricular endeavor. I talked about that in my interview process. I look at it as something that can complement the academic experience. And that's something I believe strongly in. And again, it's that 4-year decision to make sure that the next 40 years for them is a good one. I told the staff today, and I'll continue to tell them, and it's something that every institution I've left this with the people that impact young folks in our department, is to never underestimate the impact that they have on 18 to 22-year-old kids every day. And we won't ever take that for granted. That'll be something that will be important to our organization. Our philosophy, and my philosophy specifically, and I told this to our staff, is to surround myself with really quality people, give them the resources to be successful, and watch them grow and compete and be great. I want a team of doers. I want people who want to make things happen. I want people who challenge our organization to be great. I want to work hard. I want to work together. I want to have fun. I want to do these things, and the wins will come. And I believe that. And we've got to be patient, and we've got to put the right process in place, put the right people in place, and work hard and have fun, and we'll do great things. The challenges, as they turn into opportunities for me, I want people to understand how great it is to be a Minuteman or a Minutewoman, and to understand how important we are for this Commonwealth and for the state and for the residents here and the people that believe in us as the flagship university. So my goal, and I have a couple of them, and I won't get into real specifics here, but my goal, there's an old adage that, anything worth doing is worth doing well. Well, I believe in that. I believe in meeting as many people as I can, building substantive relationships across the Commonwealth, and making sure that those relationships then yield amplification of UMass and our vision and our goals and our successes. So when we have them, people who I've met and our coaches and student athletes have met can amplify all that success. That's important. I think that's important to our brand. That's important to our product. I want to be the Commonwealth's team. I want to get people invested in our program. I want to help us I want those in and around our program, especially our alums, which are proud and expansive in base. I want them to help us be great. This is a call to action. I want them to be at games. I want them to be in and around our program and live, and we want to humanize our experience, our student athletes' experience with them, because I think that's tremendous value when you're asking people to invest their time and their resources in your program. to make sure that they understand how important it is for us. We're building something special. It needs to be all hands on deck. I can't do it alone. This is about UMass. This is, in closing, this place, UMass Athletics, is all of ours. It's not mine alone. It doesn't belong to our student coaches, our coaches, our student athletes, our staff. It's all of ours. And I want to make it the best UMass it can be, and I want to do it together. Thank you for this spectacular welcome to the UMass family. I'm thrilled to be here. Go UMass.